Welcome back to section one. Now, we have a particular segment that we, as we always say, are particularly proud of in this show.
Yes.
It's called the Soapbox.
Favorite segment.
It's our favorite segment. We give the youth an opportunity to talk about anything that they want to discuss in our sovereign democratic state. I think the first video is from a young lady, I think an upper sixth student of Saraswati Girls Hindu College, Lilia Ragunanan. Can we play that?
Hi, good day, Sitaram. My name is Lilia Ragunanan. I am an upper sixth student at Saraswati Girls Hindu College. A topic I believe that is important to our sovereign democratic state is agriculture. Agriculture is a great way to diversify and kickstart the economy, especially during this pandemic. The government should pay more attention to farmers and allocate more land to them. A significant number of farmers do not receive the tax-free incentives given to the agricultural sector as they are not registered. The registration process is a difficult one and should be made easier for farmers. Part of the registration process requires a lease, which is hard to obtain. On another note, some Karani workers who are entitled to their 2 acres of Karani land has not received it as yet. The government should ensure that each Karani worker receives their land so they can carry out their farming practices on it instead of deciding to take it away. Also, farmers that occupy state land should be given assistance to get registered. The government can help them out by giving them land tenure and a lease. By doing this, farmers will be able to receive incentives which will aid in their farming production. There are many farmers who grow local produce and would be interested in receiving incentives and getting registered. Once farmers are registered, the government could give them exporting assistance so they can export their local products like pineapples, oranges, cocoa, sadubani, etc. to earn extra cash. Exporting these products will also assist the government as well, as the country's revenue will increase and debts can be paid off. Thank you for listening.
Brilliant from that young woman.
Yeah, I think Clarence Rambrad should resign. We have a new Minister of Agriculture. Right? Very informative, very well spoken. She articulated an entire agricultural policy. Of course, very important now in terms of diversification of the economy.
Yeah.
She spoke about the issue of land tenure
Correct.
with leases. She spoke about getting incentives, and I think that's one of the issues that farmers that I have spoken to have a problem with. They don't get the incentives in time. The issue of land tenure, using your land, the state has a responsibility to ensure that the facilities for farming, the ponds, the different aspects to combat predial larceny, those types of things need to be done so that people could actually start farming.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense you have a lease, you have the land, but you don't have the support.
Correct.
The support that is needed from the state. So she made some very interesting points, and I think
it's great to see our young people having that type of thought process.
And getting into agriculture.
Exactly.
There's a issue where young people...
There's a stigma, right?
A stigma, or young people don't really get into agriculture, but it's very heartening
interesting
to see.
to hear.
And really, agriculture is where the future is at in our country.
I think so, especially in diversification.
Yeah.
We go into another topic, another video. Yishu Mangal, another student from Saraswati Girls Hindu College.
Pleasant good night to everyone. My name is Yeshu Mangal. I'm currently an upper sixth student at Saraswati Girls Hindu College where I study business. I'm here today to talk about a very relevant topic in our country, crime. For the past year, statistics have shown that there's a significant increase in all types of crimes in our country, from robberies to murders to domestic violence. And recently there was a very tragic incident where a man decapitated his wife's head and he was then sent to prison. Now, I think that the government should take a more firm hand in dealing with such unforgivable actions, because this is very disturbing to the young individuals of this country and the generations to come. They say that most crimes are gang related, but I think that each individual as themselves is given a chance to choose between right and wrong, and those who choose to do wrong should be punished accordingly. And in that being said, I think that the government should seriously take a second thought in re-establishing the death penalty law, because as citizens of this country, we have lived in constant fear for far too long. And if crime is to reduce in our country, it can benefit us because tourism can also increase, bringing additional income into our country for the government and for citizens of our country who have small businesses. And if our incomes are to increase, we can also increase our standard of living in our country and have a better life.
Very good there again. This young lady would have tackled the issue of crime.
Yeah, very high quality presentation. She's certainly a young person, like so many young people in our country. They're very concerned about crime, the scourge of crime, the effect that it has on them, their ability to do what they want. You can't lime, you can't go to school, you can't
socialize, you can't do anything.
Because people are paralyzed in fear of crime.
Apart from COVID, of course.
Apart from COVID.
And what interestingly enough, we have a young person who is calling for further enforcement of the death penalty.
Well, yeah, she's pro-death penalty. And I mean, the death penalty issue is a very divisive one in our country. I think that a lot of people are for it. There are people who are more human rights inclined, who are against it, the right to life. The question of whether or not the death penalty is constitutional, I'm sure, would be raised in the courts very soon.
Yeah.
Again, it's been done before, particularly in light of whether or not the savings law clause goes further challenges. It's an issue on its own.
Yeah.
It's a very divisive issue, but it's certainly one that has to be discussed, and she has a freedom. She has the freedom of expression.
And it's good to see young people thinking along these manners.
Engaging in the debate.
Engaging in the debate. For far too long, we see young people being silent on these issues. And then you could see what the effect of crime it has on our society. When you have young, bright young ladies like Miss Mungle coming out and saying, look, these are issues we need to be addressed.
And they need to be addressed. And she's asked the government to take a more firm approach to
dealing
combating
with
crime, combating crime in our country.
I want to thank both young ladies.
Both of them, very well done.
Yeah.
Very high caliber, high quality production by both of you. Your arguments were articulated very well.
It was succinct, it was clear, it was unambiguous, it was excellent.
Excellent submission. Thank you very much, and we hope that you and your colleagues would send more videos on other topics.
And we will highlight it here on this show. That is why we are so proud of this segment, the Soapbox. To hear and articulate these views is very impressive.
Giving our young people
a voice.
They're sixth formers.
Sixth
formers, excellent.
So we'll take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll take your calls.